Now, when my kids get home from school, I usually ask them how their day was. But how would you feel if your son or daughter told you that they'd been shown pornography in the classroom? That's what one expert's controversial solution is to teaching kids the difference between fantasy and reality when it comes to relationships. So, do you think that children should be taught about porn or even shown it as part of sex education?
I think it's absolutely absurd to suggest that. You know, it's like trying to teach somebody something from the corrupted version. You teach them from the real version, right? You know, I remember being in New York playing around with accents and went to speak to a sort of a dialectician, a real specialist at Columbia University. He said, look, you know, you can play around with accents in American, but you've got to learn basic American before you do that. You can't teach people about sex by teaching them something that's absolutely distorted. Okay. Impossible. You can't.
That's true. But obviously, you know, they're saying here that some kids as young as 12 or 13, they've all got mobile phones, they've all got access to the internet, and they're already passing round. It's not just images like it was sort of back in the day, it's actual footage, it's actual
They
films.
should be teaching them about safe sex, and that it's all right to say no if they don't want to have sex. And also, they're going to show them something. Show them a couple falling in love and, you know, making love, not having sex. And a lot of those videos are quite violent and things and that. Yeah. So I wouldn't want my kids, no matter what age, to be shown porn at school.
Yeah, and of course the whole point about it is it's all created. People lose sight of the fact that it's in front of a camera. You don't do it in front of a camera. When I was, you know, you do it when you're alone.
Sorry.
You probably have done it in front of a camera.
Depends if my career takes a nosedive or not. No, what was I going to say? I recently gave a sex ed class in Arusha, in Tanzania, in Africa. But they have slightly different problems down there. It's more that, you know, fertility is kind of praised, and you're seen as someone that's trying to prevent, you know, people spreading their seed, as it were. But the problem is, you know, there's so much disease and so much birth over there where people can't actually look after the children. It's an issue.
So it was more of a discussion, say, about sex education and learning to practice safe sex rather than a problem that we have over here with younger children watching pornography.
I think, well, porn, unfortunately, is you know, so easily accessible. It's everywhere and it's free. And, you know, not that I'm a massive voyeur of porn.
No, but even if you're a man and you're fully entitled to, and everybody's entitled to watch what they want to watch as an adult. I think the problem is
you don't need to prove your age. You don't need to even give your name. You can go onto any website. There are numbers of them, and not all porn is violent either. But I do think that something should be done within schools, you know, more so than, say, putting a condom on a banana. That's just not helping anything.
I mean, do you think, though, Larry, sorry to interrupt, but, you know, you're saying absolutely not to show porn in schools. Would you say that there was perhaps a, I don't know what the word is, but maybe showing it to say, this is what sex is not like? Because it's all very well talking and telling them, you don't have to show them.
No, you don't. If it's that accessible, one can assume that they've all seen some of it, you know?
Okay.
And to me, that's the problem. You do not want in any way to enhance the situation, which is very definitely negative.
Yeah.
What you need is to use the media of television and of film to give kids an idea of what it really is. And unfortunately, that might mean them seeing something that's perhaps we don't like to even think about seeing. Yeah. But it's what we all do, you know.
I think what's interesting is that I have known friends in the past that have, you know, it doesn't happen very often these days, but have met and married their first love, and so obviously they don't have much experience of sex. And I remember one of them asking me, is it normal, and they were in their 30s by then, is it normal for a man to want to make you cry when you're having sex? Now, she had, and of course the answer is no. She was 30 and she didn't know well enough, she wasn't well enough educated about sex. If you have a teenage girl who's asking that question, at least you're in a prime position to educate kids, not just over the facts of life and how you stop making babies, but as to what is right or wrong in the bedroom. And I think boys need to be educated as well as girls in terms of what they shouldn't feel pressured to do or what they should pressure others to do.
Well, young people naturally kind of watch porn and might perhaps believe that,
You were very young when you started, weren't you?
You know it, Linda? No, but it's kind of, they might watch porn and think that the best
that's
way to
normal.
have sex would be like a porn star.
But
You know,
what did you
that
get
is
in
a
the way
problem.
of sex education at your school?
We had a couple of people come and give lectures more on the dangers of STDs than safe sex, I think. Well,
Right.
same thing, really, but
Right.
Yeah.
no one ever kind of taught us as children how to have sex.
Right.
That came through porn.
Yeah. But
It
not
does in
just
many
from other
cases.
guys, talking to other guys. I mean, that's...
Yeah.
I mean, my generation, it was all about what you talked about with other guys, you know, and you saw funny little nudie mags was about as far as it went. I mean, porn, forget it, wouldn't, you know,
What
no
about
idea what it was.
asking your mum and dad?
Yeah,
Or-
what about
or
asking your mum and dad?
I mean, would you?
I
That
kept
would have
it-
been great asking my dad about it. It's been lovely.
I kept it on the DL back then, but there
You
was...
did what?
I kept it
the DL?
on the down low, you know, my...
I'm not down with the kids, Spencer. So didn't know what that meant.
Get with the lingo.
Do I
mate.
have to get with the lingo on the?
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking district line because I live in London.
My best friend, though, when
Dirty letters.
My best friend, when we were very young, his parents had broken up, and the mother, in order to gain favour with the kids, used to provide us with pornographic material.
The mum.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah, which I suppose is quite
How old
wrong.
were you? How old were you at the time?
Pretty young, like before
But she was
boarding
trying
school.
to give you an education, as it were.
Yeah, I mean, she was just trying to be a cool mother, you know.
Yeah.
She knew that we
Yeah.
were after this type of stuff, and she just like
She needs to
wanted-
be put on the register, I tell you.
she shan't be named.
No.
Okay.
For more Loose Women action, click here. And I'd subscribe if I were you. It's totally free, and it means you'll be kept up to date with new videos and exclusive YouTube content.
It proved women are from Venus and men are from penis. We were both horrified, and you two were loving it.
Yeah.
Did it not fit?
I didn't love it.
You
It was
loved
disgusting.
You loved it.
You kept it on. You kept it on for
did.
Well,
ages.
because I didn't press play on the thing, and I'm thinking, how does this thing work?
Did it feel, Did it seriously? Did it feel to you in any way like you were being unfaithful?